Really, how do you really attain dual citizenship? Really attain dual citizenship. So this list is going in an ascending order, meaning number one is probably what I feel is the least important to know, and number five is what I feel like this is the most important to know. In their own way, all five of these are truly important. We're going in ascending order, so let's get right to it. Number one, America does not acknowledge your dual citizenship status. So let's say you're blessed enough to attain dual citizenship in Ghana. Ghana acknowledges you as a citizen of Ghana. America, however, will still say you're an American citizen. So when you're in America, you're only an American citizen. So any benefits or ability to get out of trouble, or when you're supposed to be sent away, let's say a Ghanaian does a crime in America, they may go to jail in America, and then they send them off to America. I mean, back to Ghana, and say, hey, you're not from here. You did your time here in America, but now we're sending you back to your home country. If you have dual citizenship and you go back to America on vacation, or you go back to choose to live at America to a certain time, and you get in some sort of trouble, or you have your American passport taken away, you can't then go and say, hey, here's my Ghanaian passport, because if they fingerprint you and they scan you and they see that you're American, you have all your American information, and you have a block on your passport, or you have a no travel on your passport, you can't claim dual citizenship and say, hey, I'm a citizen of Ghana. It's no, you're American. That's how they treat you. I'm a believer that I'm never going to give up my American citizenship, so that doesn't affect me too much. But I do have a lot of clients who really want to leave America. They want protection from another country. They want to claim sovereignty and have protection from a foreign government. Dual citizenship doesn't get you that. Number two, there's three ways to attain dual citizenship. There's three ways to attain dual citizenship. Number one, adoption. Ghana parents adopt you, you're a child or whatever. Ghana parents legally adopt you, and then once you're 16 years of age, you officially can apply for citizenship. I'm older. I'm an older man. Can I say, hey, adopt me as your child? I don't think so. But if you have a young child, under the age of 16, you can have someone of Ghanaian national status, citizenship, adopt that child. And when they turn 16 years old, they can apply for citizenship. Number two, and actually the easiest and the quickest way to attain citizenship is through marriage. Marriage. You marry a native Ghanaian, you build a family with that Ghanaian, you show that you've been living in Ghana, whether you already have your work permit, you already have your living permit, or you already have your NGO. You marry a Ghanaian, y'all started a family. It's evidence that y'all been living together for a certain amount of time. Y'all have children together. You're legally married. Then you can apply for dual citizenship. And that's the actually easiest way to go to dual citizenship. The third way, which is the way that most people kind of infer that they want to attain dual citizenship from my clients and people who come to my inbox or Instagram and they ask me these questions, is the naturalization process. The naturalization process of becoming a dual citizenship. Hey, me, my wife and kids who are American want to move to Ghana. How do we attain dual citizenship? Or me, single man, me, single woman, want to move to Ghana. How do I attain dual citizenship? What's the process? They can obviously go the marriage route, but most of these people are really asking about the naturalization process, which I'll talk more in detail, especially in number 5. But there's actually a process. For those who want to know if there's money, yes, there is money. You have to pay about $1,000 to fill out the paperwork, and then you have to meet certain criteria, which I'll talk about more in number 5. Number 3, there's no formal dual citizenship process. There's no formal naturalization process. In America, immigrants know when they come into America, they have to be in America for a certain amount of time. They have to pass certain tests, whether it's language, history. They have to be of good character, meaning they can't go to jail, they can't get arrested. And over time, they're this number on the list, and eventually they're going to get caught because America lets a certain amount of people into the country every year. Ghana doesn't have that. There's a form that you fill out. The form costs about $1,000 to fill out. You say you meet the criteria, you submit the form, they put you in a filing cabinet, or they log you into a database, and then you just wait. You know, you can wait 2 years, you can wait 5 years, you can wait 10 years. You know, I make it a quick story. I remember I filled out for my non-Ghanaian citizenship ID. I went to the office, I did the paperwork, I paid the fees, they gave me my receipt, and they never called me, never heard from them. I checked in, oh, it's not ready yet. Oh, the computer's down. 3 years later, I never got my non-Ghanaian citizen ID. That's how it is. So you can do everything right. You can meet all the criteria, which I'll talk about more in number 5. But then it's just a waiting game, and the waiting could be really infinite because you're going into number 4. You know, Ghana has a way that how they choose who becomes citizens, and that'll lead us into number 4. Number 4, it's about who you know. It's not about who you are. It's about who you know. So in 2019 year return, Ghana naturalized 150 citizens in a ceremony. The last time people were naturalized was 2016. 34 people were naturalized. Again, we're not counting the marriage, the adoption, and you know, people who were born abroad who have Ghanaian parents or Ghanaian descendants coming back. And what I've come to find out is that Ghana trusts about 5 to 7, up to 10 diasporans who they count on to gather a list of people who deserve dual citizenship. So again, like I said in number 3, if you go on your own, they're going to just throw you into a filing cabinet, or they're going to put you in a computer, and then, you know, they're going to randomly pull you out, first come, first serve. However, the best way to get citizenship in Ghana is to find these key people of influence, these 5 to 7, up to 10 people of influence in America. I'm sorry, not in America, in Ghana, who's been living here 20, 30 years, who have relationships with the government, and actually building relationships with those people so they can see your character, so they can know who you are, what you're doing for the community, and how long you've been here, and have those people submit your name on your behalf. Once you fill out your application, you wait for a phone call. When you get a phone call, they set you up for a phone interview, and they ask you the proper question. Have you been living in Ghana 5 years? Important thing, have you been getting in legal trouble here in Ghana? Have you been arrested? Have you been in prison? Are you a menace to society? These things follow you. People find out. I've heard of people who got put on the list, going back to number 4, got put on the list. When they did the background checks on the people, they found out that they've been in jail a couple of times, and then they got kicked off the list. Are you a good standing citizen? That's important. Are you a good standing citizen? Do you know the language? Do you know the culture? What do you know about the culture? What do you know about the Big Five? The Big Five are the main people who help Ghana gain its citizenship and the first presidents and things of that nature. I have to tighten my game up on learning those background histories. So really, when it comes to number 5, it's about embracing the process. So if you really want to have dual citizenship, whether you visited Ghana before or if you've not, when you first start going on them tours, listen, learn. You're going to hear these things, you know, numerous times over and over again, but you don't know what you might learn on these tours that might spark your interest, or a documentary, or what you might read that 3 years, 5 years, 7 years down the line go a long way to your interview process. So again, after you fill out your application, you get a phone interview. They ask you some questions on the phone. They do your background check, and then you meet in front of a panel. So there's about 5 to 7 people, and they ask you questions. They ask you different questions. They ask you about what have you been doing for the community? What have you been doing for work? How long have you been living here? Some ask you about the language. Some ask you about the different traditions and cultures and history. So you have to answer these questions. So embrace the journey. Dual citizenship is not something where you just fill out a form, an application, and then you just wait for your name to be called. It's all about your accumulative experience of living in the country and assimilating into the country, assimilating into the culture. You know, these things are important. So dual citizenship, like I always watch when I use school analogies. because you don't know different people's education level. But it's like, okay, you're doing a paper, you're doing a thesis, your final thesis, but your thesis is kind of an accumulation of everything you learned over the years. Or for my fellows who play NBA 2K, you're not nice until you learn how to do the step backs and the spins and the jump shots, and you consistently putting things on green. It's all about putting things together. It's like, okay, I'm learning the language here and there, or I'm taking formal classes. Oh, I'm learning that you don't really use your left here. Or when you greet people from the right, moving left. Okay, I know the old currency and I know the current currency. So when I'm speaking to more traditional people who still may use the old currency because they're not used to handling money in the new currency or doing transactions in the new currency, oh, this is how this gets done. So embrace the process. It's not a quick fix thing. It's about really assimilating into the culture, get to know your key people of influence, understand that once you fill out the application, you may not ever hear from them again, or in the immediate future. Understand that dual citizenship, there's many ways you can acquire dual citizenship. And also remember that once you become a dual citizen in Ghana, it doesn't really hold that kind of weight if you go back to America. So those are the 5 truths about dual citizenship. I just said them in reverse. I'll say them back. America doesn't acknowledge dual citizenship. There are several ways to acquire dual citizenship: adoption, marriage, naturalization. There's no formal process of dual citizenship, meaning once you fill out the application, they just put you in the database, they put you in the file cabinet. Number 4, it's important to find out who these key people of influence is throughout the country, who have the relationships within the country, or develop your own, or you can always develop your own. And number 5 is embrace the process. It's not about just getting that paperwork done and getting that paper in your hand. It's about learning the culture, embracing. You're living here now. You want to be a citizen of a country. You want to live here. You want to build a life here and say you're Ghanaian. So learn the culture, learn the tradition. And I talk about that in some of my other videos. It's important to know these things so you know how to handle yourself accordingly. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Hope you like the little light setup. I'll get a microphone soon. We're building this channel little by little, That's how you say little by little, and tree, little by little. And I hope you enjoy. Tune in next time. Mwah.